Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Talk Talk Speak podcast today. We're diving deep into the heart of Japan's Tohoku region, exploring the vibrant city of Sendai. It's often called the City of Trees. And, well, it has this really fascinating history, deeply connected to the legendary samurai Date Masamune.
Right.
And a truly unique food culture, too. We've got a stack of sources here, and our mission is basically to unpack them for you.
Yeah.
Find those essential nuggets that really tell the story of what makes Sendai so special, weaving together its past, its green identity, and its delicious present.
And what's really compelling about Sendai, you see this in the sources, is how seamlessly it integrates that centuries-old legacy, especially Date Masamune's vision, into its modern life. It's a city that, respects its roots, but it's constantly evolving.
Okay.
You see that everywhere, really. Infrastructure, cuisine.
Okay. Let's unpack this. And our sources seem to suggest the perfect starting point, the place many visitors first experience Sendai.
Sendai Station.
Exactly, the station itself.
Absolutely. Sendai Station is, well, it's much more than just platforms and tracks. It's presented as this major gateway,
right.
Not just for Sendai, but for the whole Tohoku region. It's where those vital Shinkansen lines connect. Makes it incredibly accessible. You can be there from Tokyo in, about an hour and a half?
That ease of access is definitely key. The sources paint this picture of a huge, multi-level complex.
Yeah.
Integrated right with major shopping and dining areas. So you step off the train.
And you're already there.
And you're right, amidst the city's commercial energy and, crucially, its unique food.
And that's where the station becomes almost like an appetizer for the city itself.
Okay.
It really showcases Sendai's forward-thinking approach, combining top-notch transport with immediate access to local culture and the economy.
A sort of microcosm.
Exactly. A microcosm of the city's blend of, let's say, efficiency and local flavor.
And speaking of local flavor, the sources are really clear. You don't even need to leave the station building to start your culinary journey.
No, not at all. They point out these dedicated areas like Gyutan Dori,
Beef Tongue Street.
Right, packed with specialty restaurants, and Zunda Komichi, Zunda Alley, where you find traditional and modern takes on that unique sweet edamame paste.
Wow, it's like a deliberate welcome mat for your taste buds.
It really is. Highlighting these specific food areas right in the station just underscores how proud Sendai is of its signature dishes.
Yeah.
And how it actively promotes them, right from the moment you arrive.
So, okay, you've arrived, maybe grabbed a quick bite at the station. Now it's time to explore the history. And the sources keep bringing us back to one central figure, Date Masamune.
You simply cannot talk about Sendai without talking about Date Masamune. He was this pivotal figure from the Warring States period.
The One-Eyed Dragon.
That's the one, known as the One-Eyed Dragon. In 1600, he founded the Sendai domain, and his influence basically shaped the city you see today.
Okay.
And the sources really focus on three key sites. They're essentially monuments to him and his legacy.
Which ones?
The Sendai Castle ruins, Zuihoden Mausoleum, and Osaki Hachimangu Shrine.
Visiting these sounds like stepping directly into date culture. Start with the foundation. The Sendai Castle ruins, often called Aoba Castle.
Right, Aoba Castle. This was the heart of Masamune's power. Now, while most of the original structures are gone,
sadly,
the sources really emphasize the sheer scale of the remaining stone walls, built on this natural fortress, standing there, especially by that famous equestrian statue of Masamune overlooking the city.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, you get a real sense of his strategic thinking, and the domain's former might.
It's pretty amazing to think this was considered one of the strongest castles back then, even by foreign visitors.
Definitely.
The sources note its resilience, too. Those huge stone walls survived earthquakes, war, showing different building techniques over centuries. And it sounds like there are modern ways to experience it now, like a museum using CG and VR.
Exactly, to show what it once looked like. And it's easy to get to, apparently, with the Loople Sendai sightseeing bus.
Good tip.
So yeah, it tells a story of power, destruction, but also enduring legacy.
Okay, so next up, Zuihoden Mausoleum.
Right. This is the final resting place for Date Masamune and his immediate successors.
The sources describe this site with words like luxurious, ornate, Momoyama-style architecture, nestled beautifully in nature.
And it truly is. Zuihoden was established shortly after Masamune died. What's remarkable, though, as the sources detail, is that, the castle, it was completely destroyed, 1945 air raids.
Wow.
But It was meticulously reconstructed in the late 70s, renovated again in 2001, bringing back that vibrant Momoyama-style intricate carvings, gold leaf, the works.
That dedication to faithful reconstruction after such devastation, that says a lot.
It really does. It's incredibly telling about the city's commitment to preserving its history.
Highlights that deep respect. And the sources mention a museum there, too, with artifacts. And this is where we get a fascinating twist. A scientific reconstruction of Masamune from his remains showed both eyes.
Yes, potentially challenging that popular one-eyed dragon image, which probably came from later art.
Interesting.
It really raises questions, doesn't it, about how historical narratives form and maybe diverge from physical evidence sometimes.
Definitely adds another layer to Masamune himself.
For sure. And the site's location, very serene, surrounded by trees, that's also a key part of its atmosphere. It feels peaceful despite the dramatic history.
Right. Okay, finally, completing this trio of great sites, we have Osaki Hachimangu Shrine, designated a national treasure.
Yeah, this one's significant. Masamune founded the shrine in 1607. It was meant to be the spiritual protector for his domain.
Strategic placement again?
Exactly, northwest of the castle. He brought in master craftsmen specifically to build it.
And the sources emphasize these buildings are the oldest existing examples of the Gungan-zukuri style in Japan.
That's right. It's a style that connects the main hall and worship hall with a room in between. Being a national treasure signifies its immense cultural, architectural importance.
The description from the sources sounds quite striking, mostly calm black lacquer, but then contrasted with generous gold leaf, vibrant carvings, intricate metalwork.
It's a powerful blend, isn't it? Solemnity and splendor, side by side.
And what's particularly significant about Osaki Hachimangu, its preservation.
Exactly. Unlike the castle or mausoleum, it has remained largely intact since it was built centuries ago.
Amazing.
A real testament to the original craftsmanship. Its enduring presence makes it a direct link back to Masamune's time. The sources also mention it hosts the lively Matsutake Matsuri in January, where they burn New Year's decorations, shows its continued role in the community.
And like the others, easily visited via the Loople bus.
Yep.
So these three sites, they aren't just historical landmarks. They represent different facets of Masamune's vision for Sendai.
That's a great way to put it.
The center of power at the castle, the sacred resting place at Zuihoden, and the spiritual heart at Osaki Hachimangu.
Precisely. And the city's efforts to maintain them and, where needed, faithfully rebuild them. It just underscores the enduring power of Date Masamune's legacy.
It's not just about the past.
No, it's about how the past continues to shape Sendai's identity and, its pride today.
All right, history explored, legacy felt. Now, let's talk about something equally central to Sendai's identity, according to these sources, the food culture.
Ah, yes.
The three great specialties, gyutan, zunda mochi, and sasa kamaboko. They sound absolutely essential.
They really are presented that way, not just local delicacies, but like cultural pillars of Sendai, deeply integrated into the city's image and appeal.
Okay, first up, gyutan, grilled beef tongue. The sources emphasize the charcoal grilled aroma, that unique chewy texture, and the deep umami flavor.
Sendai is famous as the birthplace of grilled beef tongue. The sources confirm there are just countless specialty restaurants for it. And Sendai-style gyutan, it's known for being thickly sliced, carefully prepared with incisions, and then grilled quickly over high heat. Gets that perfect balance, charred outside, juicy tender inside.
Sounds incredible.
Usually served as a set meal, barley rice, oxtail soup. It's really an experience that defines the city's food scene.
And the sources highlight how accessible it is, too. You can try famous places right at the station. Or explore established restaurants throughout the city. They even mention different preparations, like in stew or curry. Shows its versatility.
The description really brings it to life, doesn't it? The sizzle, the smell, that distinct texture. It's more than just a meal. It's like a sensory landmark for Sendai.
Totally. Okay, next, the visually striking zunda mochi, that vibrant green color.
Ah, zunda.
It's a sweet paste made from edamame, typically served with fresh mochi.
Right. Zunda is made from boiled and mashed young soybeans, sweetened with sugar. Traditionally, maybe a summer treat, but now it's year-round. There's even a local theory, maybe apocryphal, connecting its origin back to Date Masamune himself.
Really?
Suggesting he had a sophisticated, curious palate. The traditional version gives you that fresh, slightly earthy adome aroma, gentle sweetness.
And it sounds like it's incredibly versatile now. It's evolved into all sorts of modern sweets, Shakes, parfaits, puddings.
Oh, yeah. The sources point out places at the station where you can get the famous zunda shake.
Right.
But they also note traditional shops that focus more on bringing out the natural edamame flavor, maybe with less sugar.
Interesting balance.
This evolution really shows the dynamic nature of Sendai's food culture. Taking a traditional ingredient, reimagining it, appealing to both purists and people seeking modern twists, but staying true to its unique base.
Okay, finally, sasa kamaboko, the distinctive bamboo leaf-shaped fish cake.
Another iconic one, a hugely popular souvenir, this one. It's valued for its plump, slightly elastic texture and that natural fish umami. The sources highlight it's healthy, too low fat, high protein. You can enjoy it as is, or maybe lightly grilled to bring out a smoky aroma.
Perfect as a snack or an easy souvenir, then.
Definitely.
The sources mention it's been around a long time. Some shops tracing their history back decades, claiming to be originators of the name even.
Right.
And there's a wide variety available. Classic plain, versions with cheese, other fillings.
Yeah.
Often available right at shops where you might even grill them fresh.
Yeah, that hands-on experience is great. And its availability, especially at the station, plus its decent shelf life, makes sasa kamaboko the ideal edible memory of Sendai.
Represents the bounty of the region's waters.
Exactly. And again, shows that blend of tradition and simple, satisfying flavor.
It really seems like Sendai's signature foods, whether rooted in centuries-old tradition or more recent innovations like gyutan, they all reflect this underlying spirit, building on a heritage while embracing new ideas.
Yeah, maybe that curious spirit of Date Masamune does live on in the city's kitchens. They're certainly successful cultural ambassadors, and the way these foods are presented and enjoyed, often as part of a balanced meal or just a simple snack, that also gives you a taste of Japanese culinary philosophy more broadly.
Right. Beyond the specific sights and tastes, the sources also offer some practical insights, tips for experiencing the city, starting with that famous nickname.
The City of Trees.
Yeah.
And the sources make it clear this isn't just marketing fluff. The name reflects a deliberate, decades-long effort by the citizens to cultivate greenery, particularly street trees and these small urban forests called yashikirin, avenues like Jozenji-dori and Albadori lined with Ilkova trees. They're iconic symbols of this effort, representing that post-war will to rebuild as a green, livable city.
And these tree-lined avenues sound beautiful year-round. Fresh spring leaves, vibrant autumn colors.
And the winter illumination, famously spectacular.
Right.
It's a really tangible expression of the city's identity and the citizens' connection to their environment.
Okay. And for visitors looking to navigate those historical sites efficiently,
the sources strongly recommend the Loople Sendai sightseeing bus.
It's described as having this charming retro look.
Yeah, and it hits all those key Date Clan spots we discussed, plus museums. Using a one-day pass sounds like the smart way to go.
Unlimited rides, discounts. Makes sense.
It's really designed to tell the city's story through its landmarks. Makes it easy and enjoyable for visitors to connect the dots of Sendai's history and culture.
And speaking of history, the sources really emphasize that the presence of Date Masamune is, well, felt throughout the city.
His influence wasn't just founding the city and building structures. The sources suggest his sort of progressive spirit.
How so?
Promoting industry, even engaging with the outside world. Remember that embassy to Europe? That influenced the city's character. His style is even said to be the origin of the term date mamo for someone fashionable.
No way.
Yeah. So understanding his forward-thinking approach adds depth as you explore the city he created.
Cool detail. Finally, the sources give us a glimpse into Sendai's seasonal energy. They mention major festivals.
The Sendai Tanabata Festival in early August sounds spectacular. One of Tohoku's 3 great festivals, transforms the city with these elaborate decorations.
Wow.
And the Sendai Ova Matsuri in May commemorates Masamune himself, features warrior processions, and the energetic Suzume Odori.
The sparrow dance.
That's the one. Experiencing one of these festivals seems like a powerful way to feel the pulse of Sendai's culture and community spirit.
So having unpacked the sources on Sendai's rich history, its enduring landmarks, its unique and evolving food culture, and some key tips for visiting, it sounds like a city with remarkable depth and character.
It really does. It's like a masterclass in balancing historical preservation with modern urban development.
Yeah.
All softened by that deep connection to nature and, of course, a vibrant culinary scene. The way it simultaneously cherishes its past and innovates in areas like food and urban design, that's perhaps its most defining characteristic.
Sounds like a city that offers a different experience depending on the season or even which street you wander down.
It certainly encourages exploration. The story of Sendai, initiated by Date Masamune, it continues to be written by its people today. In their dedication to preserving history, their culinary creativity, the way they celebrate their culture, which raises a thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
How does the identity of a city, shaped centuries ago by maybe one single influential figure, continue to resonate and evolve in its present-day character, particularly in how it balances maintaining those historical foundations with embracing new developments and expressing unique cultural elements like its food? Consider that dynamic interplay, between honoring tradition and driving innovation.
That's definitely something to keep in mind as you imagine your own visit to the City of Trees.
New discoveries truly await.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.